today's prompt is book page pockets. And I have some book pages. I have some beautiful vintage books. Or actually, this is an antique book. I have vintage sewing pattern instructions, which I'm including as a book page. Atlas pages. I have a whole atlas here that I can take apart. I have some beautiful pages from a bird book. I have some history books. I have a French book, dictionary, some more atlas, and then I have some Bible pages. And I have a prototype. So let's do this. Hi everyone, my name is Mary Lou, and this is Create Junk Journals with Mary Lou. And as you can see, I have a ton of book pages around me that are all, some are bigger, some are smaller, and I'm just going to put some aside so I don't have them all right in front of me, and I can actually show you what I have in mind. So we are going to be mass making. Oh, look at this book. Isn't this just beautiful? This is an ideals book, and it is an Easter issue. And look at this. I just love this so much. So I may make 1 or 2 pockets out of this too. So let's discuss what we are going to do. Little pieces of paper are flying from everywhere. Look at these giant atlas pages. When I say giant, I really mean giant. These pages are, let me grab my ruler. They are 14 3/4 inches by 11 inches. They are huge. And these are going to be the basis for my pockets. So as you can see, I have my prototype here that I thought was pretty cool. And so what I'm going to do is I want something different, because I always use kind of the same idea in my journals, and I want something a little more interesting and fun, and see what else we can do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip these, and I'll probably rip them once more. I'll do that with one so that I can see for sure if that is what I want. And I'm trying to also put them down straight. I don't want to make gigantic pockets, but I do want to make some cute ones. All right, so this is going to be the size. And I think this is beautiful background, isn't it? Even the other side is beautiful, but I love this white with the kind of moving into blues and greens. So then I'm going to fold this in half, and I'm going to make one first, and then we'll mass make. So I have one. I have this now folded somewhat in half. It's not totally perfectly folded. There we go. And then I need something else that can flip over it. So I'm going to take, what do I have here? I have a piece of a vintage book, and what I want to do is rip the white strips off. I have a metal ruler, a smaller metal ruler here, but I may have put it away. Oh no, I did not. I was like, I may have put it away, but it would be shocking if I did. Okay, so I'm just going to put this right along the edge of the letters. And then I'm just going to rip this off. I don't want neatly cut lines. That's why I am ripping it with a ruler and not cutting it with my cutter. So I need this to kind of wrap around here. And then I'm going to kind of make it so that it just reaches the fold line right here, but not completely. There. And I'm just grabbing my prototype. So just like that. And I want to move this just down just a little bit. And I'm going to put glue right there. So then I'm just going to glue this. And I don't know if I need to do a whole lot of inking today. I may have to do it at the end. But I will tell you what I am making. So I'm putting this on here, just like that. This closes, so this is not interfering here, and this opens and closes easily. Now I am going to protect the edge because I don't want to rip it at any point. And I have some of my washi that I made with my washi sheets from the 1950s Retro Reverie kit that is available in my coffee shop. And I'm just going to take about that much. So I'm just going to put it right here on the edge of the book page. But you're not making a pocket. Wait. I'm getting there. I really am. And I'm just folding this over. And that way the mechanism here for the flip is protected. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make like a floppy pocket. So I have a piece of the book page here, and I want to put that on the front. So I'm going to need something to put behind this to make it a little stronger. And I have some brown paper bag. And I think the brown paper bag is actually the right width. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is take my glue and glue the book page onto the brown paper bag. Oh, maybe I want the letter from the lowlands right there. Just like that. So that is going to reinforce the book page a little bit. Then I'm going to fold this piece over. And just like that. Glue it down. Because it is a vintage book, I don't want to just leave it one piece and then hope to God it's not going to fall apart. So that's why I am doing this. So now I am going to put the ruler on here and cut it down or tear it. And it's okay, I ripped it a little bit, but that's okay. I don't mind that one bit. So now I am just folding this back. And there we go. I have a beautiful pocket to put right on the front here. So I'm just going to put glue on all three sides. Okay, so I stuck it down and I did cut a little thumb notch out, and I tried to put it down as straight as I possibly could. I think it is straight. And then I want to gather some different kinds of papers to put inside here. So what I mean by different kinds of papers is, for example, I have some of this. And I'm just going to tear it. What I want to make is some stuff, I guess, that, you know, if you get your hands on this journal, then you have bits and pieces that you can play with. So that is what I'm trying to put together here. Whoops. And I'm just ripping it so that I can just layer it together. And it's kind of, let's see. I think that works. I'm going to take a whole bunch of different things, because what this does is, if you have this journal, then you also have material that you can use in it. So you can make some more clusters and some more items and play with things. Piece of newspaper. Some brown paper bag left over from my journal project. So I'm just layering everything together. I don't need a lot, just little bits and pieces. Right there. And then I'm going to put a staple to staple them together. If I can find my stapler. It was right handy here. But there was a little girl here on the weekend, and she thought that my stapler was a great toy. There it is. So I'm going to staple right in here. Just like that. And then I am grabbing another piece of washi tape. And I'll use the same kind that I used on the flap as well. There we go. Again, not perfect, but that's okay. I just want to cover up the staple. And then fold this over to the back. That's all I want. And then I'm going to glue this, but only the top part right here. Right there. This will flip over top, and I want to put a pocket on here as well. Some people need to learn how to measure and not just rip and go, yeah, something will happen. Yep, something sure happens. Okay, that's better. And yes, I know I made a bit of a mess. That's okay. As long as I make my pocket line straight with the glue, then it's all good. Makes it look way more interesting if it's not completely straight. I'm going to take my little thumb hole again. And stick it right down on here. There we go. Much better. So we have a pocket on the front. We have a pocket on the inside. And I want to put a little pocket right there as well. No, I want to use some of my pretty papers from my Mass Make March kit. And I think I want to put that on the outside here. And because it all has writing on it, it actually matches really nicely. So I'm just laying this down straight. This on there and rip it. And then I can put this right there and rip it. And then I can put it on there and just glue it down. There we go. Trying to not waste my stuff. Fixing it as I am going. So I can stick this right over here and look at that beautiful flower on the front. How lovely is that? I may have to put a little extra glue right on this edge to make sure that it stays down nicely. There. Same right here, just a little bit extra. And the reason that it's not sticking is there just wasn't enough glue. I knew that as I was putting it down, but that's okay. I didn't put enough on the edges. I did now. There we go. Grab my inker and just go around it. Just to give it that bit of a look. I do like it. So I have a little strip here and I want to put that right along there so that it kind of brings the colors back together. And I am going to ink around this and turn this into a small little pocket. And I'm going to put it on top of the brown paper bag first so that it is a little bit reinforced. You know, I don't want things to fall apart before they're completely worn out. That's not what I want. So that's why I am reinforcing things. So I'm just going to put it right on there. Find my scissors that I keep putting somewhere. And then I'm just going to put a little thumb hole. Right there. Put glue on it. I think I want something right there as well, but I don't know what I want. I have some labels here. Do I have a large one that I can use maybe as a little pocket? I do. Put some glue on there. And right there. And then I can just stick this down right there. Pocket, 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 pocket. Flippy thingy. And I do want to put something, but this flippy thingy is mostly to hold this down. So if I put something on here, it can be a little pocket. Look at this. Wouldn't this make a beautiful little tuck spot on there? Let's see. The swallows. Oh, I think so. Just a tiny little pocket. I'm not sure if they're swallows or parakeets or what they are, but they're pretty. So I'm just going to ink around them, and that'll just be a tuck spot. Oh yeah, that's pretty. There. And there we go. So I now have this that I can just stick into onto a journal page. So I'm grabbing my, I don't know if you're noticing, but I keep grabbing my 1950s Retro Reverie journal, and every time I make something, I've been adding it in here. Just very slowly but surely decorating this journal little by little. So I can stick this in here, glue it down like that. But what I want to do is I want to glue this as a pocket so that you can stick stuff in there or on the top, and you have your papers that you can use. You have your pockets where you can hold your stuff, and I am going to put stuff in there, and then you have a beautiful pocket on the top as well. So that is what I'm going to do. I am just going to glue this down. that. Just on the 3 sides. And stick it in there. There we go. How cute is that? I really like it. I think it is going to stick really nicely. And I have another page in my journal. Decorated. See? Little by little. I'll get there. And I like that this has now all the different kinds of paper that you can use throughout the journal. There we go. I will fill it up after because, for example, I can put, what can I put in here? Well, I have this, so that's going in there because I can. I have these labels, so I can put a label in there. I have a few more of these, so I'll just stick another one right there with that one. And I have so many tags, and then I go, I don't know, do I have any tags? Put one in there. I have some of the tags that I made out of tea things. Will they fit? No, they're too big. Those are still too big, but I have other ones that I had made. And more coffee dyed them, so that fits. And I need something as a tuck spot right there with maybe some tickets. And there we go. I have a beautiful filled pocket. Oh, this is a pocket as well. What else do I have that I can stick in there? Will that fit? It does. There we go. One beautiful filled pocket that you can use. All the stuff you can use to decorate the journal. There we go. So I want to make a bunch of these. So let me show you how to mass make that. The atlas pages. So I need to fold this in half. And then rip it. So that gives me 3 more. So I have the Bible pages, and I'm going to glue a couple of them together. And I have a glue stick right here. Because it is a very thin paper, and wet glue is going to, no matter what kind of wet glue you're using, it's not going to be pretty. Okay. I'm just going to fold this together. Like that. Take another one. And that's just to make sure that the pages are reinforced. And it's funny. So before Mass Make March, I think I was just kind of doing things. And Mass Make March has brought something different out in me. I am trying way more, and I am not afraid to make something a little different. I don't know if you've noticed that. So I'm really working with the material that I have. That's 2. I need 5. Which is fun. Hey, it's a lot of fun to work with what you have and to come up with different ways of using it. So like I am looking on YouTube and Pinterest and everything for inspiration. And then when I find inspiration, I kind of just turn a project into my own by putting a few spins on it. So this was, the inspiration came from Joey Levy, and it was a project that she did a few years ago. So I am taking my ruler and ripping this. And okay, so I need to fold 3 of these first. That is step number 1. 1, 2, 3. Let's make 3. That sounds like a great plan. 3 of these. So now I need to make this fit in here. So I want to fold it over on this side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and be somewhat smart, and I'm going to put glue on this. Like that. And fold this over. Just like that. And I'm folding this back so that it sits just against the fold line, but it's not interfering with it at all. And then I'm going to put my ruler in there. And rip it off. That's one. I'm going to keep that side together. I want to rip this side off. One. Do the same thing. Two. I need to cut this first because that would make more sense. Let's put it down straight. Always helpful if you put it down straight, then when you rip it, you might get a straight line, but you know, you also might not. So then I'm going to fold this together, fold this over here, put glue on here, and glue it down. Maybe put some glue on the inside too. There we go. Did I have glue on the inside here? Just making sure it's all sticking together properly. That's 2. One more. Well, I have one that actually did what I wanted it to do. That's always nice. glue on here. Fold it over. And make sure that this layer is sitting well as well. That's 1, 2, 3, that far done. And then I am going to grab some washi tape. And I want to use the wide stuff, so it doesn't really matter which kind I grab. I can also use the washi that I made the other day with my granddaughter. I'm going to take a little bit of washi, put it right here on the edge, cut it straight there, and fold it over to the other side just to reinforce the flap. There we go. Same with the other ones. So I'm just grabbing the washi. I'm not overly concerned with what I have. And on this side, I think I'm just going to put it on from this side. I think it might be easier. Put that there. And fold this to the side. Pretty. That's 2. One more. It'll work. It'll work, it'll work, it'll work. Because I have another piece right here, so I'm just going to put that right over top there. There we go. Fold it to the other side. And there we go. I may need to cut this down just a little bit. There we go. So I have 3 that are this far done. Then I can put the pockets on the front. So I need to cut them down just a little bit more, and I'm going to take my ruler again. If I remember where I put it. So I'm going to put this down straight. And put it right there. And I think that's the perfect size, yes. Okay, so I'm going to take the bottom right off here. But they're not all the same. Well, of course they're not all the same. It is handwork. It's done by hand, and I am not overly measuring. I don't know if you noticed that. This one is ripped a little bit, so I'm not going to use this one. I am going to grab actually I am, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use some other pieces and make some Franken paper. So I'm going to use a piece of brown paper bag and glue this right on there. Just like so. Right there. And then there, and cut a little bit off the bottom. And I need to straighten this all out now. It is so crooked. I don't, no matter what I do, I'm just pulling it more and more crooked. So that's not going to happen. I may just use a piece of brown paper bag. Wow. Everything I did made it a little bit more crooked. So I'm going to cut this off because what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to make it the bottom pocket here. So I am going to use it as a pocket, but it's going to go on the bottom. See, just like that. And then the other ones I'm going to use like that. I'm going to put little pockets on there. Grab one more. And I'm just cutting it like that. I know I had a second one right here. So I can put glue on here. And put that right there. This can be glued right on there. Just like so. And I forgot my thumb hole. Well, why go straight, right? What's the point? That's better. Did I glue that shut? No. It's like, did I make that a pocket? I sure did. And I'll turn this. Right there. So then I can put glue on here. And we have one more. On here, just like so. Grab the little pocket, I'm going to try and put a little thumb notch in there, just like that. Of course it's crooked, but that's okay. Stick this right there. I kind of like the not so even lines. It is me. It is how I like to work. And yeah, I don't have a problem with it. Yeah, I had a technical difficulty and I realized it too late. So, you know, but you saw how I made this one and how I filled it. So this one, I did do 3. By the time I was reaching this spot, that's when I realized that I was, that it was stopped recording. So I think I was almost at the end, but it just didn't turn out that way. So let me just show you what I have done. So this is one, and I put a little label on there. There's a little pocket here, little pocket there. That put a label on there, and I put it upside down, which, you know, I did it, and then I was like, oh, well, I can still put something on the inside here, but I don't know what at the moment. And I think I want to leave some parts for when I'm actually ready to stick this into a journal. So for this one, I have a bird. I have some brown paper bag, a piece of the instruction sheet from Patterns, a piece of dictionary, and a piece of the French book. So that's what I have in here. There's a tuck spot and all of this. And I'm not filling it up until I am ready to put it in the journal, because I don't know what I'm going to want to put into the journal that this is going to go into. So I just figured I would make them, and then I can keep them and fill it up later. This one I really like with the guy in there. And then we have the birds again, another sheet of birds. This is all the same as it was in the other one. So I do like it. They're pretty versatile pockets. So here again, some birds where I cut the head off. The same kind of paper. I put a label on there. So they're all very, I've made them all kind of the same, but they're all looking a little different, and I like it. That is the way that I like to make things, and these are lovely. I love this color, actually. So there we go. That was my project for today. Let me pull one out of here and see what else we have in here. There's lots of things still in here. So let's see what I can find. So tomorrow's project is going to be snippet rolls. I have lots of stuff laying around me that I can use for snippet rolls. So I think that's the perfect project to do. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell, so you will be getting a notification when this video will be released. For today, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow for snippet rolls.